Islam wars. Peace and love. I want to say a big shout out to all the active Moors out there. Stay active. All you gotta do is just stay active. That's all we gotta do. Just stay active. That's all we have to do. Stay active. I mean, you don't gotta go get tickets and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Just keep studying. That's the most active thing you could do right now. Study. Forget what you heard. It's crazy how people are really trying to divert people away from this Moorish movement right now at all costs. At all costs. At all costs. Don't let these people be Moors. Remember, Noble Drew Ali told the Moors, oh yeah, it's your own brother that enslaved your ass. You don't learn yet. You don't learn yet. You think Bay and somebody says Bay, that means that, yeah, they're with the Prophet and all that stuff? Crazy. Out of your mind if you think that with regard to this Moorish movement. Because what nobody's going to talk about ever, very few going to talk about how much people sold out Noble Drew Ali. People that you hold up today, revere, giving them props. People don't even know who Noble Drew Ali is, but they're giving people after Noble Drew Ali props. Incompetence. That's why it's only a handful saved. So all Moors are active. You know what I mean? Alright, so we're gonna throw the reel out and see what we catch. Because people are still waking up even though there's this sellout of trying to destabilize the civic activity of Moorish Americans. Right? They're trying to. They're really trying to. Right? Moors have been in Canaan land exercising rights where there's Moors, we'll tell you, there's Moors in Canaan land. Because they proclaim their nationality, that stopped them from being deported. Like stop them. Like stop them from being deported. Because they said that they're from here. So immigration is not an issue. The sellout would make you think that. The sellout would make you think that, or what, when civic-minded Moors talk, we don't know what we're talking about. We're following some European sovereign whatever. European sovereign guys are following the Moors. European sovereign guys aren't repping some European white man thing. They're pretending to be Moors, and black people want to be black people, and Negroes and colors and conscious this and all these different languages and continents and all that, and nobody have status. So we've been exercising rights as Moors out here. And when active Moors, civic-minded Moors talk or say something or give a reference or something like that, you better take that and do something with it. Because other than active Moors, other than faithful Moors, there's no Moors that you can go to in Northwest Amexem talk about you're going to go to building, organization, association, whatever, that's supposed to bring you into your nationality and birthrights and not get raped. There's people who say that they're Moorish Holy Temple of Science of the world that tell you $4.95 for your birthright. They're Moorish Holy Temple of Science of the world, which is the civic part, which is the actual factual of the Moorish movement. It's not religious. This is strictly civic. Strictly. But civic is an umbrella. And under civic you got Rotarian whatever, you got religious whatever, you got corporation whatever. But this is civic in nature. And if this is not dealing with civics, then it can't be classified as Four Noble Drew Ali or Moorish movement. If you are watching this and you want to know about Moors, and you go to somebody who they might sound religious when they talk, or they might sound like a historian only, or they might sound like whatever, avoid them. Because if they're not teaching you civics, they're against the Prophet, they're against your nationality and birthrights, they're against the Moorish movement. So you want to put it on the record that people know what statelessness is. We're not just flapping our mouth. The world knows what statelessness is. And they treat statelessness accordingly. Either you have a nationality and you're a citizen of a free national government, or you're stateless. Once again, the free newspaper that they just give away just because they can. To be a citizen of no country, to be a citizen of no country. Now let's just back that up one second, because this is something that's happening in Canaan land. So let's just qualify something, because remember, this is Jihad al-Mawed. Jihad al-Mawed. Right? The what do they call them in King Alfred plan? Poor whites. Right? The poor whites. The ones that's also classified as the minority with the blacks and the Negroes and the Latinos and the Hispanics and all the other frauds that is just too much for them to list, so they kept it simple. All the stateless people, the minority, this is how they get dealt with, depending on, you know, the situation. Because you'll quickly realize that the Moors came to save everyone. And it's only going to be done under the tutelage of Noble Drew Ali. And the 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah, Drew Ali, and then 5 principles. That's the order. If 5 principles are missing, you go to the door and they're telling you about, nah, you can't be whatever because you wrong shoes. Just turn around and go back to RV Bay Publications and start your studying again. Sure, you should have did it in the first place, because we sent you there to stay there. Because this is about civics. This is not about some history stuff about the Moors. Everything is civics with regard to this. And with a civic mind, you would be able to see things that are being presented so that we can, the next level after love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, uplift fallen humanity. Because that's the only reason that we're here as Moors. That's the only reason we're here. Just to wake up these dumbasses that don't know about their nationality and birthrights and think that we're the ones that are crazy or whatever. We're out to lunch, but the guys who call themselves shades and coloreds and whatever, they're sane, and you're gonna follow them. Yeah. So Jihad Al-Mawed is in Edmonton, worried the Canadian government's denial of his refugee status could force him and his family to return to Syria. And you already saw the boatloads and all that stuff, so you already know what he's... Hey, that is similar to what so-called Negro black colored people gone through. Somebody else coming in your land, taking you over, and then doing whatever they want with you. Yeah, it sounds real familiar. To be a citizen of no country. Al-Mawed is a Palestinian, born in Syria. Now, plots just... Right? So he's a Palestinian now. Okay, so now remember, right, the same frauds who took over Palestine and called themselves Jew are the same one in bed with the black guys that call themselves black Muslims. Like that digest. The same ones that denationalized Palestinians and took their stuff because they didn't want to be who they were, are in bed with the people on this side that claim to be black Muslim and telling these people that they're black people. It's the same program. It's the same program. How come all these Jew people never took Farrakhan to court for all that stuff that he's talking about against them? They just talk about him on their little Jew Zionist whatever. And even him had to be a citizen to get back in the country, because the immigration laws in the United States are so bad that he couldn't go, and how is he gonna come back? Well, he came back though. Nobody ever questioned how he get back in the country? What all this crap that he was talking about? That they're a nation. He could go wherever he wants and he can talk to whoever. How you get back in the country and he's still chilling? Everybody's suffering, including Jihad. Because the only reason that the democracy still lives is because of sellout Negroes that sold out your birthrights. You name them. If they say that you're black, they sold out your birthright. If they say that you're African, they sold out your birthright. If they say that you're anything other than Moors, they sold out your birthright. And some people get passes, you know what I mean? They risk their tenure to tell people that they're Moors. But now you're following the idiots that CIA and FBI and those people trained to be the conscious community. You know when the conscious community died? Conscious crap died after Black Dot shut it down with Hip Hop Decoded. After that is when you seen all this crap start going on. This game. It's not about knowledge no more. It's not about waking up the people anymore. Go back, check the record, check the early record. Brother Big Man, early record. Right? To see the difference of the information from then to now. It seems like information has digressed. Because everybody's job is to steer you away from your birthright. They'll sell out their mom to make you not be down with your birthright. But then we see them getting new stuff all the time. Don't think it's just because, you know, they're selling stuff. Because many people have opened their hand to accept gratuities, to once again keep you away from your birthright. And remember, all those people are stateless because none of them can prove the identity that they claim that they are. So they fall right in line with, but what's the salvation of the stateless individual? Especially in Northwest Amexem. Citizenship of the United States. Expatriation. Chapter 5. Temporary Provisions, Morocco. Sir, there are strictly speaking no Moroccan laws relating to citizenship of Moorish subjects in Morocco. The fundamental laws of this non-Christian country are based entirely upon the Islamic code, no part of which treats to the subject of citizenship. There are, however, numerous treaties and conventions between the various Christian countries and the Moorish Empire, by means of which citizenship in this country is defined. Remember, this is citizenship of the United States, talking about Morocco in 1906. Why are they talking about Morocco in the United States in 1906? Morocco was founded in 1950 something. The Kingdom of Morocco, that all these so-called agents that are working with the democracy against your nationality and birthrights are telling you that Moors have nothing to do with Morocco. Agents talk like that. Agents talk like that. Agents are going to tell you don't listen to Taj Tariq Bey. Agents that work for the democracy. How do I know that they're agents? Because they're telling you that you're not Moroccan. How can you not be Moroccan but be Moors or Moorish American? Agents. They just pop them up. You know, they're like you know, little orbs that just appear sometime. You like, oh yeah, that's an orb right there. I haven't seen an orb in a long time. They're like those. They just come out of nowhere. And the point of them is to divert you from your nationality and birthright, or the second think being civic minded. As soon as they start moving you toward not thinking civic, know that they're an agent for the democracy. The United States democracy has people that look like us that work for them, that call themselves conscious community in 2015. And their job is to get you away from your birthright, to get you away from recognizing that you're in Morocco if you're in the Americas. And if you're in the world, you're in the Moroccan Empire. We'll continue though. There are, however, numerous treaties and conventions between the various Christian countries and the Moorish Empire, by means of which citizenship in this country is defined. But as I understand from the above acknowledged instructions that it is not the desire of the department to call for a report upon such lines, I will therefore confine these remarks to general conditions existing which may possibly be of some use in connection with the information desired. So remember, we're talking about United States, and we're talking about citizenship in Morocco. But we're talking about the United States. We're talking about the United States right now. Right? We want that to sink in, that we're talking about the United States right now. In 1906. The Morocco that all these agents try to tell Moors and unconscious Moors that want to be Moors, they're telling them that the Morocco, which is a kingdom founded in 1950 something, is the Morocco that we're tying ourselves to. That's why we're sellouts. But the Morocco that the Congressional Record has filed, if this is in their stuff, in the European stuff, they have information saying that the United States is Morocco in 1906, before the Kingdom of Morocco was founded. Why? Because there's such a thing called the Moroccan Empire. And if you go research books, you have hundreds of books out there in multiple different languages about the Moroccan Empire. That's just what it is. Nothing to argue, go check. If you want to go research some stuff, go research that. You'll find some stuff. So, remember, the Palestinian Syrian, that two homes he doesn't have. He doesn't have his first home, and he doesn't have the other home where he was supposed to get from the first home. And then he's over here, and they're saying over here that, hold on a second, like, we can't really give you citizenship because, you know, the fine print on the whatever says that, and trying to send him back, knowing what's going on over there. But remember, this is a European they're doing it to. They're not Negro black colored people, because they can't send them anywhere. Negro black colored people are stuck here, not getting shipped back anywhere. You have to face this beast. And what are they doing when they take our brother out of here? What are they doing? They're getting rid of competition, because they know the only thing between them and this vast estate is the Moors, and keeping them Negro black colored people so they can cheat everything here and sell whatever, sell lakes and shit like that. They sell a lake. But this is Morocco. Where they get jurisdiction, this is not United States. We're not talking about citizenship of the United States. Citizenship of United States in Morocco. So citizenship in Morocco, even though this thing is talking about United States, may be said to be governed by the laws pertaining to the same in other countries, with the exception that all persons residing in Morocco, which is Canaan land, where he is, right? All persons residing in Morocco who cannot prove foreign citizenship, he can't prove foreign citizenship because they're not going to say that he's Syrian, they're not going to send him back to Syria. They're not going to send him back to Palestine because those are occupied territories. So they're going to find somewhere else to send him. But So he's a citizen, but of no country. But if he's in Morocco, any persons residing in Morocco who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protection are considered ipso jure as Moorish subjects. So if you are a slave that came from Africa on a slave ship, and they brought 4 million of your ancestors here, and then you came here, and then you picked cotton for 400 years, and that's all you did for 400 years, and then they freed you, and then you said, well, we can't do anything because they stole our culture, they stole our language, they stole our religion, our God. Some of us, even by the way we act, we even lost our mind. Well, you're ipso jure Moorish subject, so you have citizenship now because you're in Morocco. So if you're one of the slaves from Africa, now that you're over here in Morocco, you are an ipso jure Moorish subject. So now you have a right to proclaim your nationality as Moor. Because the reality of it is that you've been here before some slave ships. And again, the game is to divert people away from their birthright. This is United States, the democracy people, letting our friend know that he's ipso jure Moorish subject because he can't prove foreign citizenship. That's why Noble Drew Ali came. And we have an obligation to protect him if we know about our nationality and birthrights. And again, you know what I mean, we're only talking about a few people because majority of people, they already sold out. Right? Like sold out. Sold out the prophet, sold out the movement, sold out your birthright. Like just sold out. But they're still around today, parading, you know, they got their fezzes on and stuff, they got their little stuff going on. People think that that's something having to do with the Moorish movement. All of a sudden now they want to talk to Moors. All of a sudden now they want to bring Moors to come talk on something. Right? And remember, this is about information. This has nothing to do with some name of some individual and don't follow that name of that individual. The name of the individual presents information that you could take it or leave it. It's your $100. Like, don't get mad at me if somebody else takes your stuff and does something with it. This is not guessing for us. Right? Like, there's Moors here that don't have to be here watching this. They're just here, you know what I mean? Because we're Moors. We're going to unite. Right? Like, this is for people like you who you heard something about Moors or think you know about Moors, or, you know, this Moor said that I can't be a Moor because, right? You need to stick to civics. Because that's what this is about. There's too much. There's too much going on. And we're gonna get some civics down. September 20th, 2015, the 10th annual Toronto Natural Hair and Beauty Show, 5 Garamond Court. 5 Garamond Court, Japanese Canadian Cultural Center. So we got our little workshop talking about police carding, because that's something out here black people are dealing with. They don't know how to deal with it. They have a new black police chief now, so he's supposed to, you know, make stuff right for them or whatever. You know, meet with him when he's, you know, private corporation property. So we'll see how it goes. But that's what's going on for September. Just wanted to let you know also, if you didn't know, Pam Grier, she's down. Like, she's in the, her family are Aboriginal indigenous people. Her family. Repping her stuff. Not a black African crap, kente cloth, BS. That's not our culture. We're native to here. Oh boy. Because everybody knows and wants to be Moors, except Moors, well, except unconscious Moors, that are classified in 2015 as Negro, black, colored, African, whatever else they want to call themselves. Call yourself that, because it doesn't matter what you call yourself, because you're Moors. I mean, even Bugs Bunny stealing your wealth, because you want to be Negroes, right? This one's a good one, because everybody remembers when they first saw it but didn't know what the hell was going on, right? Everybody remembers when they first saw it but didn't know what was going on. Okay? Everybody knows. Everybody knows. You think AIDS kills somebody? Really? You better know that there's a conspiracy going on to stop you from knowing about your nationality and your birthrights. Because everybody knows, and certain people aren't telling. Yeah, you get a good look, just so you know what I mean, that it's the real deal. Right? He's on to the more that dropped this one. Just so you know. So you know. Everybody knows. Gangster rap and all that? Yeah, gangster rap, huh? Yeah, they started in the gangster stuff and all that? Yeah, really. Interesting. Interesting concept. None of kente cloth, none of that stuff there. Right? Turban. With the pyramid. This one has to sink in. Just because right now they got the movie out and all that, and then they just dropped off the box office just right now. But just remember, straight out of nothing. Moors. Everybody knows. Keep playing. And we just wanted to let people know, since, people were saying crap, because, me, myself, Haile Selassie is emperor. I mean, he's an emperor. He's the head of an empire. So we give him honors. We're not holding him up in some, whatever. He's a sovereign. And as Moors, we acknowledge and recognize the sovereign, just like the Pope's recognizing the sovereign right here. Because everybody knows who the sovereigns are. Even just look at the crowd. Like, the Pope's freaking kissing it. No way. No way the Pope is kissing his ring. The Pope. You know what they're doing? They know who gets the honors. They know what it takes. But our people are super dark. Don't want to come into the marvelous light. Find me somebody else's ring that the Pope kissed. Because from what I know, everybody's supposed to kiss the Pope's ring. Because Moors, golden fez, people are tripping. Sevens all over his coronation, and people are going to tell me he's not Moors. That Abyssinians aren't Moors. Abyssinians aren't Moors? Really? They're not Moors. But their emperor has a golden fez. And that's in throughout the line of all the emperors. All of them have a golden fez. But, you know, we're the crazy people. We're the ones that don't know what's up. Right? We're the ones. Pope Francis apologizes to indigenous America for grave sins committed by the church. This was in Bolivia. You know, just getting the karmic debt out the way for himself. He's not getting caught up when this stuff goes down. He's even backing up. People are playing games. He's even backing up and people are playing games. And for all the black slaves that say that they come from Nigeria and, you know, they're Hebrew, Igbo and all that stuff, and West African is our culture, just make sure, since West African is your culture, just make sure that you proclaim your nationality and stop playing goddamn stupid games. Because everybody knows that fezzes or liberty caps come from the Moors. Because Fez, Morocco. Fez, Morocco. And all these are Nigerians right here. All of them. And they don't look like they're under any pressure or any colonization or nothing like that. They look rather comfortable. Now you understand everybody's wearing a fez in the picture? You really digest this, African black Negroes in America? That the people where you say you came from in the transatlantic slave trade got fezzes on. And then you're going to listen to stupid people, agents, tell you that anybody in Africa with a fez work with Leopold and Cecil Rhodes and stupid stuff like that. That's stupid talk. But it's okay. You know what I mean? Do your thing. You know, do your thing. Because we really don't care. We're just going to just give you some reminders. You know, I Dream of Genie. Had the pantaloons, the Moorish vests, everything like that. Hijab, the whole works. You know what I mean? The whole works. Flying carpet, everything. Yeah, the whole thing. Right? Telling us. Letting us know. Right? Letting us know. We're Moors. Right? When we look at our people right now. Look at our people right now. It's not me saying our people are stupid. It's really their actions. You know, like, well, I say they're stupid, but I'm not calling them stupid. They're just stupid. Because why? They're stateless and they don't know anything about nationality and birthrights, and they think that this is some type of joining something. That they're gonna say 10-10-15 Washington DC, nationalism or else, Million Man March takeover. It's real interesting that, you know, if you're saying or else and take over and stuff like that, there's obviously some beef between you and somebody. So if there's beef between you and somebody, that you're gonna go march, like you're so against somebody that you're gonna go march miles, drive miles just to be in the rally. Black power, and kill crackers and whatever else that you're going to be yelling. I am Trayvon Martin, and I am Eric Garner. Stop, don't shoot, and hands up, and all the stuff that they're going to be yelling out there. If you're trying to take over and you're or else in threatening somebody, I don't understand why you would have their stuff hanging in your flyer. Now, one or two things: either you're stupid or you're an agent, which means that you're property of whoever's jurisdiction you fall under. That's why they always put flags on the ceiling, not on a pole, so you could always be under the jurisdiction. So these clowns, these losers, are talking about nationalism, but then they have a corporate banner hanging in their flyer that they're passing out to people to say, come to this rally. But don't remember that who's really putting this on? That's not them putting this on. This is not their event. Well, let's just check something just to see if, you know, things are really what they are. Let's just see right here. Because they can't fight the fact that it's pretty much over. You know what I mean? That they're really supposed to come out, you know what I mean? Take off all the nigger stuff or whatever. Yo, sorry, we've been playing, you know what I mean? We're really Moors. We had nationality birthright. We've been had nationality cards for 50, 60 years. We weren't telling people, but they're just going to talk their little codes. They're just going to talk slick, you know. Raise the people's vibration to such a level, right, that they miss the keys because they're caught up in their emotion, clapping for stupid stuff. So we just want to take a listen to something just to see.
Mischief maker. So the Holy Quran answers that, and mix not up truth with falsehood, nor hide the truth while you know. If you're going to quote me, then quote me. But when you add your evil mischief making to my words to make white people think that I'm calling on black people to kill white people to start a race war, then you're nothing but a lying devil.
Now we know the devil is the lower self. We know that the devil is the lower self. The devil's not an individual that looks a certain way. The devil is an individual on their lower self, opposed to being on their higher self. So we want to make sure that people understand that when you hear people talk that say that they're conscious and they're echelon people, there's things that these individuals say out of their mouth which are directly quotes from Noble Drew Ali or the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. That's just what it is, because he's the foundation of black consciousness in America. Because he's the only one that came and told the people about their nationality and their birthrights. The only one. Nobody else came and told them about their nationality and birthrights, and that they're not Negro, black, colored. Everybody went with the brands, made up different brands, begged for brands to be capitalized so they could use them, instead of just say that they're Moors, when they have the information and they know this information. There's definitely work being done. There's definitely work being done to keep nationality and birthrights always out of your reach. So close you could smell it, but you get nothing, because nationality is to be proclaimed and declared, and it can't be given. And as soon as it's given, know that you're a slave to somebody. Right? So now, this is from Justice or Else Memphis Address by Minister Farrakhan. Right? Now, keep in mind that up to the part where we were right now, there was 2 times where they panned the crowd and caught the section where the Moors were sitting. Right? So they panned, and then, you know, you could see the fezzes or whatever. It's not even no secret. Right?
They are saying these things to frighten white people and silly black people.
So that's admittance.
They don't want you and I to meet in Washington to demand justice. They said Farrakhan wants to tear down the American flag. And there are some white people are saying, well, we're going to go to Washington to protect Old Glory. There are many black people in this audience who fought for that flag.
Clapping for the democracy.
There are many wounded blacks and browns and Native Americans and poor whites who have fought for that flag. I can't pledge allegiance to it. But I said I respect that flag. They didn't print that. My teacher taught me to respect the flag as it is the flag of a sovereign, independent nation. And I want you to respect it, because one day we hope to have an independent, sovereign
So as soon as he said that, they panned to the Moors. Right? So don't get it fooled that these people don't know what they're doing. Justice or Else, Memphis address by Minister Farrakhan, 79,000 views. Right? All these little codes that they're putting out there, then people are missing it. Just like how I Dream of Jeannie, we miss that, watching that, think that that's some European in a TV show or whatever like that. And she's pretending to be a Moor. Not even a Moor, mystic Moor, a genie. They're talking about flag. One day we'll have a flag of our own. Hold on a second. So now let's see what's going on here. What kind of flag is the Moorish? Now remember, this is 1913. So this is also before these clowns in Morocco that everybody's trying to tie the Moors to, that call themselves kingdom. This is before them. What kind of flag is the Moorish? It is a red flag with a 5-point green star in the center. How old is our flag? It is over 10,000 years old. So what's he talking about? One day you're gonna have something of your own when you have a 10,000-year-old flag that you don't want to pick up. You really expect the world to respect our people when they're doing foolish things like that? Noble Drew Ali told the Moors, your flag's 10,000 years old. Told you what it looks like, so you can go do research. He didn't show you a picture of it. He told you what it looks like, so you can go do research and find out about your flag. And remember, the agents work with the democracy, so they're gonna say the Stars and Stripes banner is a flag. Maybe you'll clap. Black people died for that. Man, people clapping. And we want our own flag. People clapping, pan to the Moors. And you can start at 55 minutes, so you don't have to listen to the first 55 minutes crap. We're talking about nothing. Right? So individuals know. Okay. Now let's just since we're talking about our friend right here, let's just go to one of the master teachers. Master teacher, everybody recognize, everybody knows, everybody has his books and all that stuff. Hear what he has to say, just to get a perspective. By John Henrik Clarke. Let's look at the fact that Malcolm X was the tutor of Farrakhan, and he turned on Malcolm X and said that Malcolm X was a traitor to the Nation of Islam and the nation had a right to punish him. Now can you trust a leadership, people who would turn on a friend? I have said many times, if Farrakhan would sell one of his stretch limousines, he could send a black student through medical school. You have gathered to aggrandize a faker who is not accountable to you for anything. He has not accounted to you for the $5 million he got from Libya. Libya is part of the fundamentalist Arab clique who wants to Islamize Africa or destroy it. Who congratulated him after the march? Libya and a high politician from Iraq. Libya has been instigating to move to the south into the great corridor that is Sudan. If you take the Sudan, the corridor gives you a straight shot to South Africa, and Libya will join the whites to reconquer Africa. They have no compunction about it because they do not think of themselves as African people. Like all conquerors, they declare war on all forms of African culture. Because Farrakhan belongs to fundamentalist and reactionary Islam, make sure you check that Islam out to know that it's real. Because remember, this is scholar. This is John Henrik Clarke. This is not just some guy we pulled off the street. This is John Henrik Clarke we're talking about right now. You know John Henrik Clarke, right? Like, you know, okay. Farrakhan has not answered to us for some things we should have obviously asked some questions about. After the Million Man March, the Caribbean News had a headline hailing the march in the triumph of the West Indian Farrakhan. How did Farrakhan suddenly become a West Indian? He wasn't born there. Why are you emphasizing his West Indianness now? He got no West Indian support. Why did you let Farrakhan get away with saying repeatedly the slave ships stopped in the West Indies and left the strong ones and brought the weaker ones over here, which is a lie, which proves he has no knowledge of how the slave trade operated? Why don't you know enough about your history to know how this trade operated? After the American Yankee Clipper outran the British man o' war, and slavery was a New England business and not a Southern business, the Southerners bought their slaves from the New Englanders. They bought their slaves from the New Englanders. After the American ship went straight to Africa, picked up slaves, and came straight back to the United States. In a speech right here in New York, Farrakhan brought the story of the curse and said, I got it on tape, I got it on video, and I got it on audio, that people with dark skin and woolly hair and a certain kind of nose was cursed, and that the texture of their hair and the texture of your eyebrows were supposed to be the same. He's saying this was high yellow self, that he is pretty blessed by God, and you are buying it, applauding it, and following after this con man. Now you're following him to Washington. It was an achievement. An achievement for whom? Anytime you gather that many people together and fail to mention Africa, you might as well build a body and leave out the heart. No matter where your body is in the world, your political and cultural heartbeat is in Africa. You call an Italian American. He's not pleased. He calls himself Italian. He's been here 5 generations. He's still Italian. He'll mention the country of his origin. His Americanness is given. So admitting that they're not American. But the country of his origin is his birthright. That's John Henrik Clarke, who we all know and love. Telling me, one, that certain people are con men and they're playing you, and that nationality is the order of the day, because the Italian American is not going to say I'm Italian American, he's going to say I'm Italian. Just go ask them so they can verify it to you. A lot of people want to be stateless. And keep in mind that the scholar, John Henrik Clarke, is very aware that Africa is synonymous with Morocco. He's aware. Don't think he doesn't know. Because if he's going to say the secret word, birthright, nobody says that word. Who here say that word other than Moors and other people who are conscious about nationhood? Birthright. And the country of his origin is his birthright. For all those people who are Aboriginal and Indigenous, call you so-called Indian, Black Indian, Blackfoot, Tar Heel, misnomers, Moors, ancient, been here. Now, the other thing that he said, Africans in the United States must remember that the slave ships brought no West Indians, no Caribbeans, no Jamaicans, or Trinidadians, or Barbadians to this hemisphere. What is he telling you? This is the scholar. The scholar said that Africans, which is synonymous with Moors, because Africa is synonymous with Morocco, right? So Africans in the United States must remember that slave ships brought no West Indians. So they brought no West Indians. They brought no Caribbeans, no Jamaicans or Trinidadians or Barbadians to this hemisphere. Clearly because they were here already. So we have to be very mindful of the leadership, because the leadership is playing people, and people don't even know that they're getting played. And it's so obvious that they're getting played, but they don't even know that they're getting played. Right? Okay, so remember, you just talked about the flag. Then they pan on the Moors. Man, the Moors are in the middle of the screen right now. 58 minutes. Slick.
Master Fard Muhammad gave us a flag. The sun, the moon, and the stars. The sun representing freedom, the moon representing equity, and the star representing justice. You cannot take that flag down because you did not put it up.
And then they stop on the Moors. Close up now, right? Close up on the Moors. You can see the fez, you can see the sister with her turban, you can see the look on her face that she's like, this guy, I can't believe this guy. Just go watch, go check the record, their record. Like she even have to take the deep breath like, oh, this guy.
I say again, I respect the flag of this nation, and I respect the many lives that have been lost defending that flag from governments that have lied to get the American people into war for conquest. But the innocent who died did not know that their government had lied. A black man was the first to die for the American flag of the continental United States, 13 colonies.
Continental.
And that black man died in Boston, Massachusetts. His name was Crispus Attucks. He died for America's independence.
A black man named Crispus Attucks. Let's just see how black he is. Crispus Attucks, 1723 to 1770, may have been a Native American slave or freeman, merchant seaman, and dock worker of Wampanoag and African descent. His father was an African-born slave, and his mother was a Natick Indian. You know nationalities through the mother, not the father, because we're matriarchy. So Crispus Attucks was not a black man that died for some crap. He was Aboriginal and Indigenous. Now, forget that black man got the pass. Like, the brother is actually indigenous. Like, he's actually indigenous to the Americas. Like, just like I just punched that up on Wikipedia. You just punch that up on any website. And everybody says that he has a quote-unquote native, quote-unquote Indian mother. That was from some tribe. Which means that Crispus Attucks is not a black man. Anything to stir you away from your nationality and birthrights. First black man is indigenous. That's the game these guys are playing on you. That's the game. Playing the masses. And the masses are just taking it like fools. You know, it's okay. It's alright. It is what it is. So questions. Brother Noble, Setheru Patabe. Peace, Brother Kudro. I put up the question earlier about on Facebook. If persons and natural persons, are they the same? Because I've researched, one puts you under the corporation jurisdiction and the other don't. Is that correct, or can you clarify? So a person can be a corporation. If you just say person, a person, or you hear somebody say person, they could be talking about a corporation. So because mores are specific, because mores are not vague, we make sure we clarify the status of the person by saying natural. So when we check our record, which has nothing to do with the white man and all that stuff, you know what I mean? We know words, so, you know what I mean? You're gonna use a dictionary for the word, right? So, natural, Law Dictionary, page 1177. 1177. Interesting. Naturals on page 1177. Black's Law Dictionary, revised 4th edition. Page 1177. Natural. The juristic meaning of this term does not differ from the vernacular except in the cases where it is used in opposition to the term legal. And then it means proceeding from or determined by physical causes or conditions as distinguished from positive enactments of law, or attributable to the nature of man rather than the commands of law, or based upon moral rather than legal considerations or sanctions, as to natural allegiance, natural boundary, natural channel, natural child, natural day, natural death, natural domicile, natural equity, natural fruits, natural guardian, natural heir, natural infancy, natural liberty, natural obligation, natural person, natural possession, natural presumption, natural rights, natural succession, natural watercourse, and natural year. See those titles. So, determined by physical causes or conditions, attributable to the nature of man rather than the commands of law. So, from that, I'll say that I'm a natural person before I say I'm any other type of person, just by reading natural, what natural is, and attaching it to person. Right? So yes, one of them puts you in the jurisdiction and one of them keeps you out. And that is real. That's not just, something Moors are saying, right? Because when you have natural person and corporate person, then you have civil liter mortuus and impropria persona, right? You have descendable, non-descendable. You have these synonyms that are harmonious, that say the same thing, but depending on who you're talking to, you want to know what level to deal with them on. So you want to identify that a person means corporation. So I'm clarifying for the record that I myself am a natural person, not a corporate person. And a natural person has to have a nationality, right? And being a natural person is your real naturalization before you have a nationality. Like how some people talk naturalization is a process, Naturalization is that you're a natural person, in a higher sense of naturalization. When you look up nationality and it tells you that you have to be naturalized in order to be a national, the natural is that you're a natural person, you're not a corporate person. So because you're a natural person, now you can proclaim your nationality, because you can't proclaim your nationality as a corporate person, because corporate people are property and nationality does not apply to corporate people. So don't be fooled by people's, lack of telling you what something is in order to play you to join some group that they call themselves Moors. And then when they say that they're teaching civics, they're really teaching commerce, which is not civics. So don't get fooled by these people. Make sure you study so you know better. Islam more. What actions can one take besides studying to prepare things in order before one is confident on proclaiming their nationality, i.e. purchasing stamp, reserving rights, etc. Small actions. Well, that's one of the first things that you could start doing if you're new to this information, is with that first question about the person, recognizing that you've been a corporate person all your life. And nobody told you that you're a natural person. So now that you found out that you're a natural person, going forward, anything you do as a corporate person, you want to reserve your rights on those instruments, cards, whatever. Any type of contract or engagement or covenant that you're having with somebody else that has to do with you signing, you want to make sure that all rights are reserved before you sign, and sign over all rights reserved. And then just keep studying and keep signing like that. That's probably the most immediate thing that you could do. Second thing that you could do is correct yourself every time you catch yourself say black. Don't let it pass. Black people, and then keep talking like you didn't mess up because you know better. No. You know you're not Negro black. If you know you're a natural person, then you know you're not Negro black colored, because Negro black colored are not natural people. Those are corporate people. And then if those are corporate people, if Negro black colored people are corporate people, then that means that's the first corporate people. And being that that's the first corporate people, really that's the first straw man. So don't get fooled when somebody says, yeah, straw man redemption, and then claim the birth certificate. No, you can't do that, because that's not a straw man. The first straw man is Negro, black, colored people. The straw man is not the all capital letters birth certificate, whatever. The straw man is Negro, black, colored. Fake labels that people want to push as identities. That's the first straw man. So you don't want to deal with any of that if you're coming into this. As soon as you hear people talking in that type of fashion, you don't want to you don't want to bring them. You want to make sure that you're tight. The only way that you're going to make sure that you're tight is by studying. The only way that you're going to make sure that what's tight is making sure that you're gravitating around active Moors. Who you're going to hear Moors say, don't listen to them because their stuff doesn't work and all that stuff like that. You know. Because, again, like we were saying in the beginning, it's based in civics. What we do is based in civics. Right? What we do is based in civics. Oh, and one other thing, too. Because of, we just want to show you where this concept of you can't be a Moor unless you're in the Moor Science Temple comes from. Right? A good brother, right, sent me this book, a textbook of Masonic jurisprudence, illustrating the written and unwritten laws of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey, author of A Lexicon of Freemasonry, Book of the Chapter, etc. I have applied myself not to that which might seem most for the something of mine own writ or knowledge, but that which may yield most and profit to the student. Lord Bacon. Chapter 5, page 12, of unaffiliated Masons. An unaffiliated Mason is one who does not hold membership in any lodge. Asterisk. The word is derived from the French word affilier, which Richelieu thus defines in French, that is, to communicate to anyone a participation in the spiritual benefits of a religious order. Such a communication is called an affiliation. An unaffiliated Mason is one who does not hold membership in any lodge. Such a class of Masons, if amounting to any great number, is discreditable to the order, because their existence is a pregnant evidence that care has not been taken in the selection of members, and accordingly for some years past, the Grand Lodges of this country have been denouncing them in the strongest terms of condemnation. At the same time that able discussions have been carried on as the most eligible method of checking the evil. Right. So there's a jurisdiction in Masonry called unaffiliated Masons. That would be what Moor Science Temple, religiousized 501c3 INC Moors, that's how they look at people who aren't part of a temple but know about Moors. Right? So just like they're saying, you're a Mason, but you're just unaffiliated. Right? You're a Moor, but you're just not in a temple. That's where that comes from in the temple. It comes from Masons, because Masons took over the stuff. So there are some of the things, some of the actions that they do. So you know that that's their lane, Masonry. So they start talking that stuff about you can't be a Moor unless you're in a temple and all that stuff. That's foolishness. Because Drew Ali didn't even say that. He didn't even say that. He said this is your movement. He didn't say this is your temple and all that. Even though he did say this is your temple too. So, you know, you can't listen to them. You know, but just wanted to throw that in just because I'd seen the book there and I just remembered I read that part. So Islam more. So the best thing, reservation of rights on anything that you sign with these people. Okay. Islam, could you clarify the difference between legally and lawfully? Best thing to do, just look those up, legal, lawful, and then that'll get cleared up. Unabridged dictionary, etymology dictionary, and law dictionary, preferably 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st editions. Are all acts unconstitutional? Yes, because acts aren't even harmonious with the Constitution, because they don't, it's not law, so acts are void. Now acts have power today because people want to be Negro, black, colored people, convince all these other people to be Negro, black, colored people, divert you away from your birthright so you have no rights, so then the state claims it and says acts are the law, or ordinances are the law, or statutes are the law. And then the people go with it because they got driver license, they got social card, they got whatever from the same enemy that they're going to go march to go put their fists up and talk about, you know, they're fighting somebody when, you know, they're pumping gas from a European gas station to go to the thing. Like, they think that they're doing something. They're pumping gas from the enemy to go on their rally to curse the enemy. Now, you're supposed to be out there with that? Crazy. For Moorish brothers and sisters that are from the Caribbean, do they have to get a green card or could they just correct their status? Do both. Correct your status first and foremost. Understand the truth about your nationality and birthrights. Know what your nationality and birthrights are. Master fruition. Don't be a believer with this information and talk about green cards and stuff like that. Don't be a believer in this information and talk about no plates and no license, I have papers. You better know what you're talking about, because this is your birthright for you to know what it is. It's like you know how your feet work and how your hands work because they're yours. Same thing with birthright. You know what it's like? It's like Hard to Kill. You know, Seagal got his ass kicked, shot up. You know, RoboCop, you know, got his ass shot up or whatever, and then had to lay there. You know, Bruce Lee, you know what I mean, had to lay there and then get themselves back into who they were, you know, because they had some circumstance. All right, us being Negro, black, color was our crippling. So right now we're in the hospital bed right now. We just found out about our nationality and birthrights. So in order to cure ourselves, we have to practice and meditate and get the ball rolling. The ball's not rolling anymore. The ball's just sitting here, stagnant. So when we start saying, I don't have a green card because I have my status, and then I just went on the plane and went wherever I had to go, and I came back and my nationality because I know what it is, then we're somewhere. When more start, I exercise my right to travel because, you know, it's this process or whatever like that, and just like they got videos of whatever, they got videos of Moors who signed all rights reserved and it worked. Discharged their mortgage and it worked. Made a book about it, video about it, whatever, just because, you know, in order to change people, we have to change their literature. And trust me, you'll change some people's literature. You write a book on how you discharge your mortgage. or how you discharged your car loan, or how you, whatever, started some farm, whatever it is. Because everybody's waiting for the Moors. And the Moors are waiting for somebody when it's them. Waiting for somebody. What are you waiting for? Nobody coming. Priesthood's dead. You're going marching all over the place. Priesthood's dead. What are you marching for? Marching where? For what? 20 years later. You still marching? 20 years? And then y'all marching before that? Don't get front. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, I was a marcher, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't marching no more. How about write some writs? Shut down these courts. How about write some writs? Shut down these IRS and shut down all these other people here trying to cheat and extort and racketeer. How about that? How about the time that you're going to take to walk or drive to Washington, you write a writ. Just because. That's better than just walking somewhere, go stand up for hours or whatever. You got lawn chairs out there like, oh yeah, this is a revolution. You got lawn chairs sitting on a lawn chair. What is this? What kind of revolution is this? What kind of revolution do you guys got lawn chair? Playing around. You're not serious about nothing. Just playing. Playing. And like a wise man said, your actions keep you out of the jurisdiction. Your actions keep you out of the jurisdiction. Yeah, because we're supposed to be active. And our activity is us being public. Us being noticed, recognized. Not by some court, some European judge or whatever. People out here. Cares what judge wants to know or doesn't want to know or whatever. We're not about him. We got nothing to do with him. So what people you're engaging every day. That's what your activity is. How you deal with them. How you deal with that skinhead call you nigger. Think that you're a nigger. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to deal with everybody telling you, let's go to the march? Come on, man, I'll pay for you. Go march. It's real. 20 years. People still marching. That's how much work. That's how much work. Brother Anthony Shanko Bay. Islam Brother Kudro. I give honor to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I want to acknowledge the divine aspect of our movement, something you speak about often, because I got a small validation after I paused from your online lecture Back to Basics 2, watching alone in the garage. I didn't know which direction was east. As usual, you open with the Moorish American prayer. And as you open with the prayer during my pause, the phone suddenly flashed on and an ad for a flashlight and compass for my phone. Now I know the direction of east for sure. It's the small things that happen we must pay attention to and observe. I observed a website that showed an ID card that looks like that of Prophet Noble Drew Ali original. Only at the last sentence it says citizens of the United States of America. And that we should learn to live under the protection of the federal government, perhaps by reserving our rights and not breaking the laws, but no mention of a Mexim. And to stay out of the courtrooms, they don't have jurisdiction. It's not what Drew Ali wanted for us. Is this a case of truth and fiction strangely mixed? It's always a case of truth and fiction strangely mixed. Because, again, when we tell people, RVBaypublications.com or whatever, and then you go to RVBaypublications.com, and then it gives you a reference, and then you go to that reference, and that reference is contradictory to what the standard is on RVBaypublications.com, that should let you know that that reference is now infiltrated. Because the only reason that you brought the question is because, you know, you found the Clock of Destiny site, and then you went there. And, you know, it's relative because there's a page for CM on RVBay Publications. So, logically, the Clock of Destiny website, these guys must be down with the... No, it's not how it goes. Because you already noticed the fees on there. You already noticed that, you know, it's a little club you join up and all that stuff. You already know that they're selling birthrights. Not even anything to consider. Because many people took the check. You really don't know how many people sold out your birthright. Moors sold out your birthright. Forget Negro, black, colored people. Moors sold out your birthright. They're gonna go on Sanetter TV talk about they have nothing to do with Morocco. Well, you got Bay on his name. Well, you got nothing to do with Morocco? Oh, you have nothing to do with Morocco. You got Bay on your name. And why you guys keep bringing up a kingdom that was founded in 1950 something and saying that Moors are trying to tie themselves to that? Moors are saying this, not black guys, not conscious guys, Moors. Moors are telling you that treaty doesn't mean nothing. Forget the treaty. The treaty was between some Arabs or whatever because they see the picture of the Sultan. You never read your Quran? Know that the descendants of Hagar and all that stuff, the Asiatics? What you guys, where the hell is this thing at? What are you guys talking about? How you have nothing to do with Morocco? Because you see a picture of somebody that is pale. Because it's very amazing. It's very amazing how people choose to abandon their own stuff and then want to get people to abandon their own stuff with the people who abandoned their stuff initially, and then want to get mad when people don't want to abandon their stuff. Divine origin of the Asiatic nations. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad I, the founder of the uniting of Islam, by the command of the great universal God Allah. Now we're not talking about the 50, 100 million Muhammads that they got today that everybody's given peace beyond to, except the one that came to unite Islam. But they know about Muhammad for the Sunnis and Muhammad for the Shiite and Muhammad for these Muhammadans over here and these ones over here. But nobody's not talking about the uniting of Islam, Muhammad. How come nobody's talking about that one? Oh, they talk about all these Muhammads, but they're not talking about the one that united Islam. And that the Turks are the true possessors. So, and don't forget, the Turks are dark-skinned people. Turks aren't some pale people. Turks today are some pale people, but ain't no pale Turks or Arabs. Don't let these people stray you from your birthright. Don't let them make you stray from your birthright, because you're gonna get it. Nature's not playing with these guys. You see all these guys talking crap, all out of weight or whatever. They can't run the block and stuff like that. Notice who they're sending as their agents. Notice who they're sending as their agents. Past 3 agents that we dealt with, they weren't too good. Weight's a little heavy. Too much McDonald's, Burger King. There's a revolution. Those are Moors. These Moors eating Burger King, McDonald's, fries. You're a Moor. Well, you know, we were looking a little chunky on the sides there. Those guys are the guys. These are the ones. Guys wearing money shirts. Get the money shirt. No fez, no turban, nothing, but they're bays and they're Moors. Listen to them. Keep playing. Because it's not here. You're gonna have to worry about. You're not at this plane. You don't worry. Don't forget, Jwali went to the next plane up from this one. For all you people who got to go up there, he got something for you. Don't worry. Call it whatever. Spook. Yeah, you know, Kujo's spooky now. He's talking about planes and all that. Oh yeah, it's real. It's real. Islam and Hotep to the Canaan land family of Moors. I, Tafani Abraham L. I'm interested in becoming an honorary member of the Canaan land Moors. So what you would do is you would email, if you want to be a member of, an honorary member of the temple in Canaan land, so you could learn some civics and you could get connected with the right Moors who are going to teach you about your nationality and birthright, not sell you packages. You could email Brother Amaury Elbey, so that's Amaury Elbey at hotmail.ca. Right, we only have like 4 secretaries right now, so you're gonna have to bear with us, right? Because mail's coming in for people who want to be members of civic-minded temple, so they can learn, and study, and do what Noble Jwali told them to do. Right. So we got that. You know, if you want to be a member, feel free. Email the Moor, good brother. I mean, he'll do his best. Now, next question. Oh, that was brother. Oh, yeah, let's just read this. This is brother Amazite. Brother Amazite Bey sent this. I'm not sure what the reference is, but he put in the subject, Here the Christian order celebrates its Day of Independence, July 4th. On September 23rd, the sun crosses the equator into the 7th sign Libra on the Tropic of Capricorn. In the southern hemisphere, at a point in Brazil, nearly due north of Óbidos on the Amazon River. Thus, on September 26th, the founders of the Order of the Cross, or Christianity, celebrate their new year. They are called Jews, and it was they who controlled world commerce of the Roman order until 1941. The Christian celebrative days was established by the Jews. On November 21st, the rays of the sun have culminated in the 8th sign Scorpio, 240 degrees of the zodiac. Thus, on November 21st or 25th, the eagle, legionary caste, the head of the Christian order, celebrate Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving ever held occurred on November 26, 1795, after the decisive victory of the Battle of Lake Erie, from which resulted in the fall of the Moorish Navy on the Great Lakes. Now, Lake Erie is over here. Okay, so Lake Erie is over here. So we're talking about 1795. Okay, so slavery, 600 years ago. Okay, so 1795, right? On Lake Erie, there was a Moorish Navy. Lake Erie. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't forget, Lake Erie is over here. There's a Moorish, not an African Navy. Not Olmec Navy. Not a tribe of Cherokee Seminole Navy. Not a Ben Ishmael Navy. Not a Hebrew Israelite Navy. Moorish Navy. Used to sail in the Great Lakes. Moorish Navy used to sail there. We're not Moors though. Don't let these people stray you from your birthright. Don't forget, keep yourself out of harm's way when these guys do their little papal visit crap. You know, watch from home. Don't be going down there to try to get a picture of the quilt. You know, you already know that it's a Moorish head on the quilt, and he's going to bring it and he's going to hang it up. So you don't need no pictures of it. You can find it online. You don't need to see the quilt, see if it's real. It's real. This shit is in the garden at the Vatican. It's in the garden, made of flowers. So it's real. Stay your ass home. Okay, make sure. Don't be calling Cujo talking about, you know what I mean, whatever went down. What are the Moors gonna do to help? Like, I told y'all what to do when Pope comes around. He already kissed Haile Selassie's ring to let you know his jurisdiction. He's subordinate. You're chasing after him for it. The priesthood is dead. And you're on the quilt. And you're back now. So you don't worry about no Pope's quilt and none of that stuff. Let the dead be buried. It's bury them time. It is bury them time. Nothing personal, but you know, like we say out here, we're not even, we're doing what we got to do as Moors. Active Moors know what's up already. They already got whatever they got going on. Islam to those Moors that are continuing to do what has to get done, knowing that we're the only ones that are going to do it. So Islam to all the activeness. Once again, for anybody who's sent in forms, you know, we don't do the application, you know, the form. When you get the form, we want you to know that we got 4 secretaries. And 2 of the 4 secretaries are under 10. So be patient, but you will get something in the mail soon, because you know we are getting stuff done. You know what I mean, we're kind of catching up right now. And honest to all the Moors who, you know, became members of the temple, honorary members. We just want you to know that, you know, it's real, right? We also wanted to put on the record a response to an email that a brother sent to another brother, because as Moors we're family, you know what I'm saying, and we do what we can for each other. So this is from Brother Battle Bay to a new Moor who, you know, coming into the information, you know what I mean, new consciously or whatever. And then they were back and forth, and then he CC'd me in one of the replies. Greetings, Moor. It was a pleasure to finally speak with you today. I look forward to meeting you. Based on my prior experiences as someone researching Moorish science and considering declaring and proclaiming my Moorish nationality, I feel the need to send out a document that gives a brief of my position of the serious nature of declaring and proclaiming to yourself, the All-Creator, and the world what is yours by blood. As well, I can certainly appreciate the fellowship, counsel, guidance, and kindness displayed by Grand Sheikh Kudro Adwell. Hopefully I can do the same for you. Initial guidance and support can never be overstated, as it is extremely important for many of us who are just getting this information. Regardless of what I or anyone else may say or do, you will act as you choose to act. Know that whatever those actions are, you will be held accountable by forces beyond my control. Whether you are a friend or a foe to the Moorish Divine and National Movement, you will be dealt with accordingly by divine law, whether in this incarnation, another, or after passing form. There is no escaping it. May the All-Creator smile on your good deeds moving forward. Wholeness, respect, and love, Bukhari Battle Bay. Right, so that's the perspective that Moors should have. That's the type of interaction that Moors coming into this information should have with people who say that they're Moors. If it's not like that, what I just read, stay away from those Moors that you're messing with, because there's no middle ground. It's either you're down to put your life on the line for the Moorish movement and the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, or you're on the other side. And when you're on the other side, you're just, you know, choosing to abandon your post. And abandon your post isn't, you know, you don't even go to the washroom without letting somebody cover your post for you. So for you people to abandon your post, knowing that you're Moroccan, and you're gonna go on live stream with Bay on your name and tell people that they're not Moroccan, and then not only that they're not Moroccan, but tie the Morocco that you're saying that Moors are not part of to some pale people that just got their stuff in 1956. That's straight going against the Prophet, because Noble Drew Ali himself told the Moors that, you know, you're Moorish American. Why are you Moorish American? Because you're a descendant of Moroccan. Where Morocco's come from? Morocco. So if Moroccans come from Morocco and you're Moorish American, because remember, he said he's a Moorish American. He's a card-carrying member, but he's not Moroccan. But Noble Drew Ali said that we're Moroccans born in America. Moroccans are only from Morocco or the Moroccan Empire. So how could a Moor who's a Bey say that they are not Moroccans? Well, I'll tell you, because they're agents and they work for the U.S. corporation, whether they made a mistake or not. Brother even called him. What are you doing? This is what I got to do. Spirit has me out here saying that I got to tell people that they're not Moroccan. Spirit told you that? Really? What spirits you following? What spirits guiding you to tell Moors that they're not Moroccan? When Noble Drew Ali right here, questions 13 and 14 and 12, that we're Moorish American because we're descendants of Moroccans. And then, and then the jokers are gonna put that out like that's some type of validation for Moors. He's not no active Moor. He's a Temple Moor. Senator called him Temple Moor, and he didn't even object to it. It's on the record. Called him a Temple Moor, and there was no objection. He's a Temple Moor. He's not dealing with civics. That's fact. Because Temple Moor is religious. Don't confuse Moorish Americans in the Moorish Science Temple with Temple Moors. Temple Moors are Negroes that found out about Noble Drew Ali and they sing hymns and stuff like that. That's not Moorish Science. That's church with a fez and a turban. That's all that is. I don't care if they got a sign, flag in there and all that. That's church. If they're saying they're Moorish Science Temple of America and they're not teaching civics, that's a fraud. That is not a legitimate jurisdiction of Moorish Science Temple of America, because Moorish Science Temple of America is obligated to teach civics, even if it has a religious founding, even if it has a religious corporation number, it's still supposed to be teaching civics. Why? Because you have a constitutional right to a religion. Constitution is civics. And it's talking about religion. So that means religion isn't superior. Religion is subordinate to civics. Religion is subordinate to civics. And again, put it on the record, Noble Drew Ali said that the Moorish Science Temple is a religious corporation because people were stupid and they didn't want to study. And they were Bashir Moors, Rebe Moors, Chunky Moors. You're lazy. Lazy, don't want to study. Just wanna hinge on to everybody who came before them. Not be themselves more. They want hinge on of, that they're gonna call themselves the same last name as people who came out of the temple and all that. That today they have the same last name as the people back then who were going against the Prophet, and then they're getting awarded, proclamation for the Moors because you've been doing so much work or whatever like that. That's agents. You check that name back to know that name is tied to the agents who assisted in Noble Drew Ali's assassination, that is still around today. And people playing this game like this thing is over. This is not over. Drew Ali told people that new Moors are going to come with their eyes wide open. And all you old Moors are going to have to go in the back. It's not this. That's Noble Drew Ali's orders. When the new Moors come, get in the back. Simple. People don't want to go in the back. Okay, cool. I mean, Don't get mad at active Moors though. You know, and you know who they are, because they're gonna tell you. Don't listen to Taj Tariq Bey. Don't listen to Nature El Bey. Don't listen to Alim Bey. Don't listen to Asir. Don't listen to Kujo. Don't listen to Sister Raz. Oh, don't listen to Anaida. Oh, she's the worst. Watch out for these people. Oh, don't listen to Abdullah Bey because he's a Mason and all that stuff. He's teaching you about Masonry and that's yours. That's not yours. That's the white man's devil stuff when they go in the coffin. Don't listen to these people. Because all they're doing is taking you away from your birthright, which is yours. Like it's your birthright. And people are straying you from your birthright just because they can. Just because they can. Why? Because the people are ignorant, because they don't study. They want handouts. They want hand-me-downs. There's no hand-me-downs. You're going to go study to find out whatever it is that you want to know. There ain't nothing that we can really do like that, because it's your birthright. You know, this is the people's birthright. Okay. Islam and honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, ancestors seen and unseen in all prophets, messengers of Allah, and you and all Moors, people of the universe. Why does Dr. Ali Muhammad talk about nationalism but don't talk about divine and national universal principles? Because we already ousted him as an agent for U.S. democracy. Now he created a new thing now, a new name of something now, coming and trying to come again. And people are gonna go like, and then for, oh yeah, that's a good thing. Oh yeah, that book is a good book. They work for democracy. They're not talking about nationality birthrights. They're not talking about divine and national principles. They work for the democracy. They slip up and tell you, oh yeah, black people, you know, Africans. They work for the democracy. That's what it is. You could assume, take it however you want to take it. This is my view on what's going on in our community. Anybody who's telling you that you're black, Negro, colored, African, whatever, they're working for the democracy and they're helping this European keep you in servitude. And the terms that shows incompetent, etc., Black, Aboriginal, Indigenous Republic, yeah, right, coming with a new thing. You can't use the old thing that Kudrow beat up. You can't use that anymore. You can't use ISIS in the open, because that's a fraud. That's under the Department of Justice. IRS owns that. And yet he is denationalizing Moors publicly. In the same broadcast and in closing, what is the state of the Moors, divine and national movement, current challenges, our endurance we face now? The state of the Moorish divine and national movement right now is that it's growing exponentially. And there's Moors in England, and there's Moors in Japan, and there's Moors in South Africa, and there's Moors in Jamaica, there's Moors in Barbados, there's Moors in Bolivia, Cuba, Mexico, Canaan land, Morocco. So what was supposed to be getting done is starting to pick up steam, because the job was uplifting fallen humanity, and humanity is starting to be uplifted. Why? I know humanity is being uplifted because humanity sends me emails to let me know that, oh, their child didn't have to take the vaccination. Oh, we just discharged a house. Oh, we just beat up on some credit card companies trying to send collection agency, whatever. So we know that stuff is going down. But because people aren't in contact, you know, man knows not by being told, so they're waiting for experience. Well, certain things you're going to have to be told, because you ain't going to find out about it because people aren't going to tell you. Because they know that there's dirty Moors out here that's going to take those same writs that they used to go discharge their house and go sell it to people. So they keep their stuff to themselves. And I don't wrong them either, because these dirty Moors. And then if you're privy, if you're if you're, on the frequency of your ancient foremothers and forefathers, they would make sure that you get in contact with who you have to get whatever information you need to free yourself completely. Guaranteed. But you better be studying, you better raise your vibration, because ancestors don't play with some assisting people who don't assist themselves. Don't even think that you're going to be a bum, be a lazy ass, and get something out of this. It ain't going down. Brother Setheru again, sending them all. Is it a good idea to sit in court to learn the process and familiarize ourselves with the court processes? I wouldn't say to learn the process or familiarize yourself with the court process, but going in there will give you an up close and personal of what you're up against. Not necessarily how the court process runs, but the demeanor of people. You can read prosecutors. You can read them. What type of catchphrases do they use for their cases? What type of words do they use? Because that's the manipulation seat. The job of the prosecutor is to manipulate the judge, jury, or whoever into believing that you're guilty. So they have their little stuff that they do. It's like when Moors out here, a pattern that Moors recognize, whether it was signaling between each other, or whether it was intimidation, but the bailiffs would click their cuffs. So when Moors came to court, you hear cuffs clicking. And then when Moors, take off the fez, and just go into court just to do the same thing like brothers asking, just sit there and see what happens in court or whatever, they would notice that certain things aren't happening. The room's comfortable. When Moors go to court, the rooms, they got the AC on high. It's -40 outside. Why you guys got the AC on? It's 40. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So they do some things. So it's good to go, but I wouldn't, waste my time there. I'll go to the law library before I go to the court if I want to learn something about law. I don't go to no court and sit down there. So it comes out. So Noble Setheru, his first question with regard to person and person, right? Natural person, are they the same? Are they different? He asked that question because he was in a debate with Sheikh Way-El, and Sheikh Way-El told him that natural person and person are the same. Why? Because he learned that from Taj Tariq Bey and don't follow those Moors. The same agent stuff that we're telling you about to watch out for. Brother came with validation. Keep you uncivic minded. Tell you the person and the natural person are the same, so you can disregard what active studious Moors are trying to get you to understand. That they have jurisdiction over our people because they classify themselves as property of the European nations, not just one white man. The white man. They talk about a group of people, but they talk about the white man did it. But we're talking about all these different Europeans. You guys stupid. So don't listen to the black guys. Don't listen to the Moors on the black guy stuff. Study Get your mind right so your heart could be right, and you will see Moors gravitate to you. It took how much years? 2 years or something like that for Brother Battle Bay to draw a brother to his jurisdiction. That's the only Moor in the jurisdiction of Colorado. The only Moor there. And then he just got a contact for another Moor from there. 2 years it took. It took 2 years of studying to vibrate on the frequency that, like a magnet, you attract somebody who, then that other person was out of state. They were out of that jurisdiction of Colorado. They were outside of it. And contacted me to, yeah, well, I'm not from where I'm at right now. I'm originally from Colorado or whatever. I'm just here right now. I was like, stuff, it's definitely picking up. Right? So all you Moors that are somewhere where, you know what I mean, there's no Moors there and it's just me, and how am I gonna just stick to your studying, stick to the program, right? We have Brother Battle Bay as proof. Stick to the program, humble yourself, study, 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 and you will gravitate Moors to you. We have Brother Battle Bay as proof. There's other Moors. Even Brother Amazite. Just last week, brother contact, yeah, just looking for Moors in Mississippi or whatever. Gravitating on the frequency. And draw Moors to you. Because we are particular Moors. You know, us active Moors, we're different, cut from a different cloth. So we'll just close out. I want to say Islam to all the Moors. Peace, love, and Hotep. Oh yeah, forgot about to put this one out there. Houston Police Officers Union has asked the FBI to investigate viral videos posted online that call for violence against officers. Farrakhan and King Noble. Now, this is validating the facts. This is validating the point, right? The FBI is investigating Farrakhan and King Noble. Isn't that what they do with their agents? Isn't that agent tactic? That they claim that somebody is a threat, so they have to investigate them or whatever, when come to find out that that guy's the agent that's working with the B system. Oh, because we don't know about Jim Mars and rule by secrecy and all the stuff that they do in order to get people to, you know, be sellout. So we don't know. We're stupid. You know. We never read Rule by Secrecy to know how you guys stuff run. Watch out for these agents. You know what I mean? They're coming out in alarming numbers right now. And then don't forget, 9:30, Moorish Heritage and History School, blogtalkradio.com, MHHS-Eyes Wide Open, 347-945-5899. That's the Blog Talk Show. So we'll see you there. Once again, to all the Moors that are active and stand for the principles and all that, you know what I mean? All the Moors, including the Europeans out there that's been supporting, and you know what I'm saying? Islam to you all. Islam to you all. Peace and love to all. All. We'll just close out 5 on the left, 2 on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through His holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Islam. Islam. Peace and love, family. See y'all in a half hour. Hear y'all in a half hour.